Hello, on this video I will show you how to configure VPN access to AWS MSK. It's a managed Kafka product. So on the right side there is a ready-to-go AWS MSK cluster. It took time to spin up, and a critical part of the cluster configuration is access for the plain text or encrypted access to the MSK, and this configuration is only for the development, so please do not use plain text access in your production environments. So by default there is no way to access Kafka from AWS directly outside of VPC, Virtual Private Cloud. This is why the easiest way to access AWS Kafka is to configure the client VPN connection. To do this, the easiest way is to generate two certificates, server certificate and client certificate, using EasyRSA a method, and the link how to do this will be under this video. So when you have a server certificate and private key and their client certificate and client key, you then go to the AWS Certificate Manager. Here I have already made the import of the server key, and I will show how to make the import of the client key. You can press import key. For the certificate body you should take a certificate, copy paste here. For the key take a private key file. For the certificate chain use root certificate from the EasyRSA. After putting this data into the certificate manager, you click import, and here it is, you have a client domain. After this you go to their VPC section of AWS console, go to the client VPN and click create client VPN. Here we can describe the name of your VPN client, and then you should also enter the IP address of your VPN network, and it's very important that this IP address will not overlap with your VPC IP. So for our VPN network we will take 10.100.0.0 with 16 network mask. For the server certificate we will use our server certificate from AWS Server Manager, and we will use mutual authentication method. For mutual authentication we will use a clean domain certificate. For the login connection, right now we will not log this connection, and then we will create an endpoint. After creating endpoint, there is need to associate the endpoint with our subnets, and it's critical to understand that for each association there will be fee from AWS side. So we click associate. To understand for which subnets we would like to have association, we go to our AWS MSK, and here it is. We can see that for 0D and 00 subnets we need association. So we select our VPC, we select our 00 subnet, click associate, and right now we will repeat this association. VPC, click associate for our 0D subnet, click associate. Next, while we're waiting for the association, there is need to check that your security group allows connections to the internet and to the MSK ports. Right now this security group allows all access to all the networks, and then we need to add authorization for two endpoints. First endpoint will be internet, so when you will use this VPN to access your internet, it will be available for you. In other case, internet will be not available. And another ingress rule will give access to your VPN client to their VPC subnet. And here it is, we have two rules. One rule gives us access to the internet, another rule gives us access to the VPC subnet. Also, to give access to the internet, we need to check that the subnet, one of the subnets, have access to the internet gateway. And then for our VPN route table, we need to create a root destination as 000 with subnet that have access to internet gateway, and we create this route. We will need to wait until the association of the network will be ready. There will be some magic. Right now we have the association in action. It took about 10 minutes to enable association for our endpoint. So right now we will download the configuration. This configuration needs to be adjusted. So right now we will copy it here and open with text editor, and we need to add here the cert tag and key tag. For the certificate, we will take our client certificate and copy to our configuration. For the key, we will use our client key. Copy, paste here, save our config, and then to show that it's working, we will go to the console and we will run OpenVPN with our config download. Here it is, we have an initialization complete section, and to show you that we have access to our MSK cluster, I will use Kafka Web UI tool. Here in another console we have a sample URL connection string when we use Kafka jar and Kafka broker connection string. To get the string, we go to the console, AWS console, click View Client Information, Kafka, and then we can check the internet connection. Here it is, we have in the internet, and then we can go to the AWS MSK console, click View Client Information, and copy paste our plain text config. Here, after launching Kafka, we will have local web server on port 9000, and accessing this Kafka, we have access to our AWS MSK cluster. Thank you for your attention.